personally or ever visited a port of entry
Not
of the United States?
Not recently.
When
I
was the
used to
last
spend
time?
a lot of time, well, when I was Attorney General,
So a couple decades ago.
almost 30 years.
Okay, I'd urge you to visit again if and when you are confirmed. I think you'll see that a lot has changed over the years. Given status quo on marijuana and the fact that 10 states, including the District of Columbia, have legalized marijuana, and given that the status quo is what it is, and as you rightly described, we have federal laws and then there are various states that have different laws. If confirmed, are you intending to use the limited federal resources at your disposal to enforce federal marijuana laws in the states that have legalized marijuana?
No, I thought I answered that by saying that to the extent people are complying with the state laws, in distribution and production and so forth, we're not going to go after that.
Okay.
But I do feel we can't stay in the current situation because, I mean, if you can imagine any kind of situation, can an existing administration and an attorney general start cutting deals with states to say, well, we're not going to apply the federal law, some gun law or some other thing, and say, well, we're not going to apply it in your state.
I appreciate your point, but specifically, and I appreciate you answering the question, you do not intend to use the limited federal resources at your disposal to enforce federal marijuana laws in those states or in the District of Columbia that have legalized marijuana.
That's right, but I think the Congress of the United States, it's incumbent on the Congress to regularize, make a decision as to whether we're going to have a federal system or whether it's going to be, a central federal law, because this is breeding disrespect for the federal law.
I agree with you. I believe Congress should act. I agree. Earlier today, Senator Leahy asked whether you would follow the recommendation of career Department of Justice ethics officials on whether you should recuse yourself from the Mueller investigation. You said, quote, "I will seek the advice of the career ethics personnel, but under the regulations, I make the decisions as the head of the agency as to my own recusal." You also said to Senator Klobuchar that you do not want to, quote, "abdicate your duty," since recusal decision would be yours. So my question is, would it be appropriate to go against the advice of career ethics officials that have recommended recusal? And can you give an example of under what situation or scenario you would go against their recommendation that you recuse yourself?
Well,